Hello and welcome along and welcome back to OakHill. We are on the first day of summer and we're picking up from where we left off last time. So we've got our bridle spreader here full of lime. We need to put lime on the last two grass fields. So into here we need to connect everything up. There we go. And turn it on and away we go. And yes, so this is going to be all about preparing these grass fields for our next load of silage, which should come later in the summer. You can see that they're already regrowing, and we need to get lime on here. We need to get some fertilizer on here. I'll show you that in a minute as well. And we need to go and sort the silage out. We've got this huge amount of silage now that we can get sorted and sold by about midsummer, hopefully. So we've got to go and get some equipment and things for our 6614 here, which is this tractor, and hopefully we can get a nice big bucket for the front of it, a front loader. And something to go on the back to help do our silage, and that will get everything covered. Should really turn that on so that we can see the effect that this lime is having, and yeah, you can see it's bringing up the pH very nicely. These are the grass fields, actually are the first fields we've limed on here. We decided early on not to get a spreader and do lime. I think it might have been a mistake. It's definitely going to hit our first year's crop yield, so there is that, but you know, we'll be able to turn around and immediately lime the rest of that. I think we're going to have to go down and grab some more lime in a bit. So yeah, let's get this field done, or have this lime run out, and we'll go from there. And the answer seems to be that we're going to finish this field first. We have a small section left to do, and still got 31% left. Now I do think we're going to end up having to get a refill. We currently do not have any turn that off. Yeah, we only have 30% of the lime left, and field 116 I think is slightly bigger than 117, so I think we're going to run out of lime before we finish. Going to go up to the top corner here and do this, and catching this nice and early means that we won't have to work on it later. We've got all of our crops are now nicely sprouting. And we've got pretty much everything done as far as fertilizer as well. So doing the solid fertilizer around the farm really helped in getting our fields done. But we do have an infestation of weeds, so probably next time or the video after, we're going to need to deal with those. But once that is done, we're pretty much at the end of the jobs we need to do in the summer. Fortunately, this map, it's built in Geo, works with harvest starting from midsummer. So with any luck, we've got some of our crops in early enough to get them harvested as early as early summer. If we haven't, if we're looking at having them being harvested later in the year, that's not a problem either, because what we can do is we'll just skip forwards to harvest once we've got all of these summer jobs done, and we might actually end up going into harvest with a nice bonus from the silage. And the whole thing that's going to get us out of the money that we're in, or the loan and the debt that we're in at the moment, that is costing us a lot of money per day. And you can see up the top right, we've got minus £8,000 at the moment. What's going to get us out of this perpetual debt that we're in now, that's costing us a lot, and actually start allowing us to buy some of our equipment rather than having to rent a tool, is going to be something like doing the silage, which brings in a very, very nice amount of money. So 3 times a year, you know, we're looking at, well, we got about 100 and, we'll have a look at it in a bit, but I think we've got like 120,000 litres of silage. So we have a lot to work with. However, we are out of silage now, so it's up to the shop. And while we're up there, I think what we're going to do is possibly spend a little bit more and maybe set ourselves up for later. I don't know. I will have a think, and we'll have a see when we get up there. So back down to the shop, and we're just gonna get some lime. Now we don't want a huge amount here. We've got our pallets of lime here, 700 for 2,400. I think we only want 2 pallets. So it's the nice thing about lime is it's not that expensive. We don't have any money though. Completely forgot. Right, let's we're gonna have to borrow 10,000 just to get us out of debt. And actually, that's enough. For what we're doing at the moment, we won't. I'm actually not gonna do the upgrades that we need right now. And what we're doing at the moment, that is enough money. We only need 1,400 for 2 pallets of lime, so that works well. There we go, and leaves us with a whopping 476. But does mean that we have enough. Or does mean that 10,000 was enough just to boost us to this point. And this is what we need to do. We are at we're costing about 10,000 pounds per day at the moment. So we're really looking to get this loan down as quickly as possible. Doing stuff with the BGA and doing the bits there, that is absolutely how we're going to do it initially. It should allow us to get enough money together in order to get our harvesters, because if we can get the loan down, we can then borrow the money again to get the harvesters later on, and do that. So yeah, the grass fields, the 3 grass fields we've got, are actually massively important. So if we can maximize the yields on those, we're gonna make a lot more money. And it's going to be interesting actually comparing the difference between the yields that we have or have had on here at the moment and the yield that we have once we've limed it and fertilized it and everything like that. I think we got like an 80% yield or something on this field this time. It wouldn't surprise me if we got a much higher yield on here next time. Let's have a look. What was our yield on here with precision farming last time? Look at that nitrogen level. So yeah, yield was as low as 80. I know we got a 90% yield, 95. Yeah, so between 75 and 95% yield on here, which is not bad at all, to be honest. That is really quite high, and that's the part of the reason for that is these are loam fields. These 3 fields are almost completely loam, so they're all going to be fairly high yields. So without any fertilizer on them, without any lime on them, we got a really good yield out of them. That is fantastic news. In order to really maximize this, we want to get these fully done, and should be able to. I mean, we've got the ability to get this all done. So we'll get this finished, and then we're going to go and sort out the silage next up at the BGA. And with the last little section of lime, that should be us done. We are down to 500 litres. Wow. That was almost perfect in the amount of lime we've got there. Field is all covered. Let's just, we'll go and have a look at this in detail in a minute. But yeah, looks like our field is covered and we are all good for lime on our 3 fields. So we'll bring this back up here and just park up and have a quick look. And those are the yield maps. Yeah, this is why we need to put a whole load of nitrogen down on these 3 fields. But yeah, lime is all good for those. That's sandy loam, so requires slightly lower. But these loam fields here, they are going to be really, really good. So let's park this up in this shed, as we don't need it at the moment. And we're then going to take this 6614 up to the shop and get ourselves some stuff that we can go and work at our BGA with. Because we need to get that stuff covered as quickly as we can. Back down to the shop, and we actually already had the front loader. I'd forgotten that. I've dropped our front weight off and put the front loader on, which means that the 2 bits of equipment that we need we can hire. I think we've got 476. I'm wondering how close we can get to this. The first bit of kit I want is this. This is the Holaris Stego 485. This is going to be really, really useful for us to get things compacted and lowered and flattened. So this I've used on a 7840 Ford, and it's just been a really, really useful bit of kit. 382 to lease initially, only £75 per day. Yeah, I think this is definitely something that we want and want to leave up at the BGA. The other one I want is this. This is the Brestle and Lade high tip shovel, the L67. We want to make this as big as we can, and in the black. And you can see immediately £428 for us to initially lease this. We have 94, so I'm going to go and get some money and come back. So add another 5,000 to take us up to 5,094, and then we can afford the £428 for this. So let's lease this again. This is only £84 per day, so that's not bad at all. And there we go. There are our shovel and our bit here. The other thing I want to do, while we got the money up here, we need to just head over to the shop, and I want to buy us some new wheels. It's going to be a bit clunky getting us to the BGA like this. Whoop. But we should be able to do a bit more damage with this if we put that setup on our wheels. For some reason, this mod did update this week, but it's still resetting the configurations annoyingly. I don't know why. But there we go. That is all good. So customize that. We don't have enough money. 6,000 to do that. Right, let's borrow 5,000. Wow, we are up to 545,000 at the moment. And set it again. There we go, 6,000. Although that's saying it's a 612, it is actually saying it's 614 there. We should be fine. Let's get this. Doing this once means we should never have to do it again. Is it still a 614? It is still a 614. And we do still have the front loader on it. It can be a little bit misleading sometimes. But this should allow us, with this setup and the bucket and the bit on the back, should allow us absolutely to get this all, or to do the maximum amount of compression with our silage. Now, one question you might have is, why am I using the 6614 for this and not the 7615, which has a little bit more power and I think is a slightly bigger tractor? And that is because we have the front loader on this. I've not put a front loader on the bigger tractor on purpose. But this setup should absolutely handle this fine. So we'll put some beacons on because we're a very wide load, and we are headed out of the animal here, and yeah, then we've got a little bit of a roundabout way of going to get down to our BGA. So let's head down there and get this job started. Coming past the pig farm, and our entrance to the BGA is not the first one there, but the second. So let's pull in and round here. This bucket, despite its size, looks tiny on the front of this tractor with these huge wheels on and everything. It's I mean, it is the width of the tractor, but it's well, if we didn't have these jewels on it. So where are we at the moment with this? We are 18% compacted. What I initially want to do is just sort of spread this out a bit. The extra width of our wheels and everything is gonna, I mean, you can already see is helping to compact this, but I need to get this out and just sort of into a more usable layout. Now the hope is that even if this doesn't ferment in time for us to empty it, or we can't empty it before we need to do the next harvest, we should be fine, because we have 2 silage bunkers here. They're able to be we're able to use one, have it all filled up, and then use the second. So that's my plan for this. Ideally, we want to get it all nicely done. Now, the interesting thing here is just doing this, just trying to level this bunker out a bit. We are already at 30% compacted, which is not a number to be sniffed at. What I want to do is level it out a bit and then try and pile it up as much as I can at the back. So I'm going to level out a bit here, as I said, and then we'll come back in a bit, and you guys can see what it looks like with a nice level on it. So having pulled the silage off the top, I'm now placing it back on. We've got up to 61% compacting, and yeah, this is impressive. Even it's just even the weight of this on the back has made a big difference. It's quite a weighty bit of kit, this silage roller. When I've got this back up a little bit, and I've got it away from the opening, or away from the front, because what I want to do is make sure everything is well back in here. Otherwise, you end up with spillage out the front, and that helps nobody. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn around and get this. So we're going to unfold the roller and roll on top of it. That should finish this off rather nicely. Yeah, we want to try and get this so that if I can level it out a bit, that would be good. So just yeah, pick it up, create a bit of a lip like so. We're not quite low enough, and then just tip it on the top towards the back, and we get a nice 70% compacted. So yeah, gonna continue doing this for a bit longer, I think. So we're at 79%. I am gonna unfold this, put our bucket up, and now we can just go onto here and just roll this out a bit. See if we can't get it to compact a little bit faster, and just make sure we're going up to that sort of 80%. You can see that this immediately has an effect, going back and forth, and we're far enough back with our with it in here now that it will make a difference. But it's, yeah, now that we've sort of shifted it around, it's allowing us to compact it a little bit better. It's compacting fairly fast with this bit of kit. 99% compacted. We've got 47,269 litres of silage in here. Or we will have. At the moment, it's just grass ready to do. Yeah, silage grass sitting in here. 147,269. Let's cover it. And there we go. A nice blanketed silo ready for us to use later. And what I want to do is find myself somewhere. There we go. That'll do. Just along the edge here. Nicely out of our way. That we can just pop these 2 bits of kit down and leave up here, because they're not going to be with no use for this down at the main farm. We are going to have a use at some point for this bucket. That is going to be something we want down at the main farm at one point, but not before we do more silage. So we're going to leave the bucket down here as well for now, and we can come and grab that later. But for 2 bits that are, you know, useful only for the silage at the moment, that is fine. Let's get our big dual-wheeled tractor here, though, back to the farm. We want to bring this into here. We should have enough width on these. Yeah, there we go. And stop that there. Customize our tractor and take off the twin wheels. Actually, take off, yeah, that like that. Again, it's reset our configuration, but we're okay otherwise. So let's customize that. Get this back to normal. Then start this up. And we're going to go and put our front loader back in the main shed. And hook this up to our spreader again. But we need to empty the spreader out. So there we are. I'll lower it down a bit more. There we go. And attach that. And we could actually put our other tractor on this, the 7615, but I don't think we need to. And just get this. Well, actually, we could do, because this tractor we are going to have the need of doing something to next time. We want to get the weeds sorted, so I'm going to change my mind. The wheels that we got on here at the moment, I don't want to put on. I want to put on the care wheels instead, while we have money. And that's the thing, it's partly while I've got money kicking around. Let's not have to borrow any more than we have to. So the Michelins, we don't have it on. Let's go with the Trelleborgs, and we should find, yeah, there we go. Narrow tyres are what we're going to need on here next. And we've got the wrong front weight setup on here. There we go. And just check that our other setups are good. Yes, we do want the front loader attached, please. There we go. That is all good. And that is going to cost us nothing, which is perfect. And reconnect that. And this tractor is now ready for us to head up to the shop and grab ourselves a sprayer to get the herbicide done. Meanwhile, our 7615, that is going to be a good tractor for us to get the remaining fertilizer done. But yeah, it's a quick one today. Not a lot to do on the farm. We have got our grass fields limed. We've got our silage all set up ready to make money for us. So we are going to leave it here. So all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. And for all the latest videos from Virtual Farmer, please subscribe to the channel, ring that bell, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.